What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I just saw this hit the wire, and that is that longtime religious broadcaster Pat Robertson has died. Pat Robertson passed away today. He was 93 years old. I think a lot of you all who are older may remember him as the founder of, I believe it's called the Christian Broadcasting Network. He was the longtime host of the 700 Club. And he, along with Jerry Falwell, were the pioneers of the religious right, or the Christian Coalition. And of course, they allied themselves with Ronald Reagan in the late 70s. And they played a dominant role regionally in the South and nationally with the president, as far as Reagan is concerned, in helping to realign and shift politics. And to me, I thought that they did a disservice, because even though I may come across as a little bit crass at times, and maybe even rude, or sexually explicit, even though I try to be a little bit tongue-in-cheek with it, I was raised to be pretty moralistic. But my issue with religion is, number one, I do believe in the separation of church and state. Number two, I think too often when you look at world history, more people have been deleted in the name of religion than anything else. I think if you look at the number of people that have lost their lives due to religion, the number is in the hundreds of millions, if not even approaching 1 billion people worldwide who have lost their lives in the name of religion. And at the end of the day, I think there's a problem when you have someone who wants to be president of the United States, like Pat Robertson once did in 1988 when he ran, who says that, hey, the HIV virus was here to punish a certain group of people. Or, this earthquake happened because, they are a godless people. Or, this calamity happened because the scientists there are teaching evolution. When you have one person pushing that type of nonsense, that's when I start having an issue with religion. I don't have an issue with people believing in what they want to believe in, but when you have one person dictating what should and shouldn't be believed, who are you talking to? And why are you talking for everybody else? So that's my biggest problem with, and always been one of my biggest problems with Pat Robertson, along with a lot of other stuff. But, at the end of the day, though, from a historical standpoint, he was significant, which is why I'm doing this video. But, I believe that he believed in the wrong things. And, some other stuff on here that I don't want to talk about, don't want to get into. But you just read about him and you'll find out for yourself. But just want to report this. You don't have to put rest in peace in this one if you don't want to. He's definitely not somebody I cared for. But because of the significance of who he was historically, I felt like I should talk about him at least. And I'm trying to think of some other stuff I want to say. I remember somewhat vaguely when he ran for president in 1988. I was about 7 years old at the time. I think he came in second to then Vice President Bush in Iowa. Ultimately, he lost. He received a lot of support financially and petition-wise. I think millions of people supported his presidential primary campaign. Ultimately, he dropped out of the race, but still, he showed his political power. And like I said, that's and one of the lasting legacies of the Christian coalition is the change in the Republican base. At one point in time, Republicans ran on certain traditional, issues. But now it's more about social issues and First Amendment and the right to do this and the right to do that. And, I just thought that the Christian coalition empowered religion in politics, and I think that's a mistake. I've never thought that religion should supersede other things when it comes to politics, because look, for a long time this country would not vote for a Catholic to be president. They would vote for a Catholic, thinking that he would serve the Pope instead of the interests of the American people. Now, with that logic, right, why is America so gung-ho on electing someone like Pat Robertson, who may put the Bible ahead of the Constitution? But don't people think like that? Not his supporters, And it wasn't for the fact that Daddy Bush had so much power and influence, man, who knows, man? With an open field outside of Bush, maybe Pat Robertson could have went a little further. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this guy, man. Tell me what you guys think.